Okay, all the buttons have been clicked. Good morning, everyone. So, talking this week about Udana Vayu, we've taken this journey through the subtle body of the five vayus, and we're on to the last one we're going to talk about, which is Udana Vayu, which is the sort of the way that we use the pranic energy inside, this life force energy that we've been gifted, to self-actualize, to bring it forth as our highest possible potential, right? The prana, the life energy, holds this potential inside of us, like everything that we are capable of. And when we connect to Udana Vayu, it's a way of connecting to sort of raising our consciousness and our awareness from the lower levels where we live in the world and reality, and to be a human, and that's okay. That's where we have to be most of the time. But when we access Udana Vayu, it's like its direction is upwards. It's like from the heart to the throat. Its seat is in the throat, and then up through the crown of the head, which signifies that sort of our highest possible connection to consciousness. So it's an upward movement in that it's lifting us up. It's lifting up those around us, and we are lifting our own awareness and ourself to that sort of higher level of consciousness. So it's related to it because its seat is in the throat. It's related to the throat chakra, Vishuddha chakra, which is associated with creativity, with sound, and it's the way that literally breath becomes speech, right? And when we speak, we are breathing out, or the sound, the air comes over the vocal cords, and that's how we produce sound. So it's literally the seat of our creativity. And so creativity in that way that we have the capacity to create anything, right? So we think of creativity as, artistic ability perhaps, but it's not. I mean, it is, but it's also our ability to really create anything, right? And so that movement upwards, and when we connect to that movement upwards, it's a way of letting our own light, life force, however you imagine that within yourself, be its most radiant and brilliant and beautiful way that it can be in the world. So it's this upward movement. So we're going to work with the energy of drawing upwards and of having that sense of drawing the prana, the life force inside, upwards and then outwards. And we're going to work with balancing, stimulating the throat chakra. So some poses that do that in this way that we can then find our voice. And the idea is also that when we're doing these poses that affect the neck and the throat in this way, we have to line up really well, because on the physical level, our necks are, it's all these little tiny bones holding the giant bowling ball at the end of the toothpick, at the top. So on the physical level, because we want our necks to feel happy and our shoulders to feel healthy, but on the energetic level, it's that it opens up that channel so that we can get that upward movement. So I want to just share, not to be a downer at all, but that I just wanted to invite in awareness in this practice this morning. I had a good friend, hey Jenny, who passed away last week in his sleep, my age, 50 years old, just didn't wake up. And no one knows what happens. Anyway, he's literally being buried as we speak right now. The funeral is in Pennsylvania, and I can't be there. So as my way of just honoring him, and I thought it's sort of perfect that that this is what I'm talking about today, because he was really one of the most just vibrant people that I knew. He lived in this way that was just, it was all out there. Everything was on the table. You knew who he was out in the world, he was doing stuff, he was just sort of this amazing force of energy in the world. So I just want to honor his spirit by actualizing in as we do this practice together and as we do this class, just of taking the energy and directing it, of course, towards his family and towards just remembering that sort of vibrant spirit that he was. So Michael, if you want to know his name was Michael. Okay, let's sit up tall. Close your eyes. Lengthen your spine and deepen your breath. And just begin to have this sense of drawing upwards. So whatever's touching the floor, the earth beneath you, just have this sense as you're breathing in that you're drawing up from your feet, from the hips, from the pelvic floor, up through the spine. And imagine then, even as you're exhaling that, as you're exhaling out of the throat, that the energy is rising up to the crown of the head. Imagine that you are breathing, as you're breathing in, you're letting the breath flow upwards into the center of your mind. Imagine it creating a beautiful, radiant white light that's cleansing, washing your mind free of clutter and noise. As you're breathing in, you're just inviting energy to rise up. And as you do that, you're drawing your awareness to a higher level of consciousness. That is more refined than just the to-do list and the tasks of the day and the worries and the stories that we tell ourselves. Just upwards into this space where you have a sense of connection to the oneness of things. You have a connection to wholeness, completeness, where you feel balanced and fulfilled. And if you're not there yet on a rainy Monday morning, it's okay. You just keep drawing the energy up. You just keep having the intention that you're going to connect to it, because we understand when we study these vayus, these vital winds inside of us, that they're always there, that they're there within us. Even though they might feel really buried, might feel hard to access, we just keep paying attention. If we just stay with it, they will become known to us. We will be able to connect to them. So as you bring your hands together at your heart, just set that as your intention to just keep drawing upwards, to keep drawing the energy up, drawing your awareness up, remembering that it is there inside of you. Then we turn breath into sound as we chant our invocation. 3 ohms, 3 times through Om Namah Shivaya. Take in a deep breath. bow your head to your heart. And release your hands. Just let your eyes open. Okay, let's start in tabletop. Come to hands and knees. And just start with your sort of table warm-ups of choice. So it can just be cat and cow. You could do some circles. You could do some balancing, arm, leg extended, any of those things. Yeah, just connecting with breath and with movement and the way that we can direct the prana through our bodies. Prana comes in with the breath and goes out with the breath. And that's happening all the time, just as all the systems of the body are hopefully doing their jobs all the time, whether we're aware of them or not. How are you? We just line up with those flows, those ways that energy moves. Perhaps start to have this sense of drawing energy upwards towards the throat center, up through the spine, up from the earth, as you're moving. Take another couple of breaths here. Just using these moments on your own without being directed to access the Udana Vayu in the way that brings you towards your higher consciousness, towards the part of yourself that is not just the physical body, but the part that is at one with all. It's in there. Let's sit back into child's pose together now, hips back to heels. Draw your hips back and down, creep your arms forward. And then keeping your hips low, walk your arms and your torso over to the right. Udana Vayu is related to Akasha, or the space ether element, which is just this idea of openness, the potential where anything at all can arise into it, the potential that we all have for whatever it is we can imagine to arise into space that we've created. Walk to center and then over to the other side. So as you're making space in the torso with your breath and as you're leaning to the side, just imagine that you're creating an open space for prana to move, for your own highest self to rise to the surface. Walk to center. Take your hands behind your back now. Have your head on the floor. So if your head doesn't reach the floor, just take a blanket or pillow or something in front of you so your head can come to the floor. And then on your inhale, so the hands are laced together. As you inhale, stretch your arms towards the sky. And as you exhale, let your hands release back down to your hips. And then as you inhale, pulse your arms up. And as you exhale, release them down. If it feels safe for your neck, you can start to add a roll to the top of your head with this. If your neck in any way feels compromised, if you have a cervical spine issue, if you are prone to headaches, if you have glaucoma, skip that roll to the top of the head. That pressure in the eyes is not is not for everyone. But if it feels okay on your head and on your neck, I'll invite you, as you're breathing, roll up as you stretch your arms up. And then roll back down as you take your arms down. And then hold in the up position. So stretch your arms up. If you're on the top of your head, be on the top of your head. And then just imagine that you're drawing up from the center of your head up into your throat. So your head actually feels lighter on the floor. Have this sense that you're sending energy up your arms into your hands and your arms are feeling a little bit lighter. Good. Exhale and release down. Stretch your arms back out in front of you. And then come back up to tabletop. On your next inhale, take your right arm to the sky, reach up. And just hold for a breath here, twisting open, just getting some movement into the middle upper back. So arm out to the side. Yeah, that's it, Lois. Good. And then exhale and reach under. Land onto your shoulder and your ear. Come up on your left fingertips. Plug your left shoulder back. So your left shoulder blade is moving onto your back. And there's a broadness across the chest. You're pushing down with your right shoulder and the side of your head so that the weight of your body is not dumping into your neck. And you're feeling a sense of the channel of your neck and your throat staying open, even though you're bearing weight here. Press to your left hand, come on up. Take your right hand under your right shoulder. Inhale and reach your left arm up. Good, twist open, twist open, twist open. Hold for a breath. Good, and then sweep under. Come to your shoulder, your ear. Come up on your right fingertips. Draw energy up from the earth, from your head, from your shoulder, upwards, up into the throat, up into the heart. So you, even though we're bearing weight on the head, there's a lightness there. And there's a lift and an expansion of the torso. Good, inhale, come on up. Lift up into downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in dog to just pedal out, shift hips, warm up in the way you like to warm up in your dog. You can do it with feet wide, let your feet drop to the sides, let your hips shift. You can just pedal, bend one knee and the other, and then the other knee. You can bend both knees together. So again, just have this sense of how it is you want to move energy out into the world. When we reflect on that and we connect to that awareness within ourselves, then the practice itself, the yoga practice, our poses themselves become the outward reflection of that. All right, drop your knees back down. We're going to take that thread the needle into a deeper stretch. So just watch me for a minute. I know some of you guys did this with me yesterday, but just watch. So we're coming on, we're threading the right arm under. And if this was a lot for you, you could just stay here. Another option is to kick your leg out to the side. So I've got my right arm under, I'm kicking my left leg out. And then another option is to start to roll towards the back of the head, bringing your left shoulder towards the floor behind you, but lifting up through the hip. So again, I'm not letting this weight dump into my neck. I'm really pushing down into the floor with my hand, with my shoulder, with my head, and I'm lifting up through my leg. So that even though I'm getting this nice stretch, and you can hear what it does to the voice a little bit, it's a nice stretch for the back of your neck. It's not a dumping of weight into your neck. And again, take these neck poses with a grain of salt. If you have neck things, please be careful, be gentle. And if you're not sure how to do that, then ask me and I will tell you. Okay, right arm under. One more twist. That's it. So maybe you're just staying here. Maybe your left leg wants to kick out to the left. Maybe that's enough. Push down into your left hand. Maybe the left hand wants to walk more overhead and you want to roll towards the back of your head a little bit more and work your left shoulder back towards the floor. Then sometimes you do a little somersault. So if that's happening, just make sure you don't take down the row of dominoes with you if you're going over. That's it. Keep your head pressing down and just keep this sense of drawing upwards. All right. Plant your left hand. Get that left hand under you. Good. Bring the knee back down. Come on, back up. Yes. And then second side, left arm under. Maybe you just land here. Maybe the right leg kicks out. Maybe you walk the hand overhead just a little bit. Maybe you walk it a lot over to the right. So that right shoulder will roll more towards the floor. Keep a lift up through your right hip. Keep a sense of drawing up from your head, from your shoulders, from your hands up. So the hip is lifting. And you're stretching the neck, and you're creating a little stimulation for this throat chakra here, but it's keeping it safe. Good. Press to your right hand. Come on, back up. Nice, you guys. Let's come down onto the belly. Stretch your arms out in front of you, like Superman arms. And go pinkies down and thumbs up. Yeah, you can have your hands a little wider than your shoulders. You can have your feet about hip distance. If your back feels crunchy, go wider with your legs. If your shoulders feel tight, go wider with your hands. If not, bring everything in a little closer. On your next inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg and your head. Good. Now lengthen out through your neck. So we have this tendency to either crank the chin forward or collapse the back of the head. So see if you can make both sides of the neck even, right and left, front to back. So this is open channel through the throat. Take that arm and leg down, and then lift the opposite. Left arm, right leg. Neck long. Push down through the hand and the foot on the floor. Push your pelvis down. Lift everything a little higher. Good. Exhale, release. Back to the first side. As you're lifting, lift from your armpit and your inner thigh. Neck long. Exhale, release. One more to the second side. Lift up. Feel your back muscles just turning on. Wake them up. Feel a clear channel from your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head. Good. Exhale and release. Make a little pillow. Rest your head. Bend up your knees. Take a couple of windshield wipers with the legs. Just swinging the legs side to side. Letting the thigh bones rotate in the hip. Good, and then stretch your legs straight back behind again. Take your arms now out to the side, so you'll coordinate with your neighbor, and take your arms out into a T shape, so straight out from your shoulders. And then we're going to bend up the right elbow, come onto the right fingertips, and roll onto the left, the front of the left shoulder. Your head can be up, it can be down. If your neck bothers you, you can put it on a blanket or on a block. You're pushing into your right hand, working your right shoulder blade onto your back, and reaching really long through your left arm. This should not feel like a pinch in the shoulder. It should feel like a stretch for your chest. Yeah, you can take that top foot behind. Some of you are doing that. That's fine. Yep. So you want to keep the stretch in the front of the chest, not a pinchy feeling in the shoulder. Take one more breath where you are. Roll back to your belly. Over to the other side. So stretch your right arm out. Bend up your left elbow. Roll to your right side. Head up or down. Left fingertips on the floor. Plug the left shoulder back. That's it. Take one more breath. Roll back to your belly. Okay, good. Slide your hands now. So go off your mat, gecko cobra. So hands out to the sides, again in line with the shoulders. Make your legs steady and strong here. Squeeze them in towards each other. Click your toenails down. Press your knees down. Tone your buttocks. Draw your tailbone down towards the floor. Good. Then out of your pelvis, lengthen your spine and just start to lift up. Just come about halfway, whatever halfway is for you. And then lengthen your neck. Lengthen the back of the neck and the front of the neck so you feel a clear channel from your tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. And now press into your hands and come all the way up, whatever that looks like for you. That's it. And then from your heart, draw energy up to your throat. From your throat to the crown of your head, keeping the back of your neck nice and long. Good. Exhale and release. Let your elbows release for a moment. We're going to just do some gecko push-ups. So back to that same position and just a rising up and down. And what I want you to think about as you're doing this is that your head, instead of, often when we come up into a back bend, it's like we lead with our chin, so we'll come up like this. So I want you to think of your head coming along for the ride. So your shoulder blades are firm onto your back, but there's a broadness and a fullness in the upper body. And as you're pulsing up and down, it's like your head is just coming along for the ride. Your neck, that channel from throat, Vishuddha chakra, all the way up to the Sahasrara crown chakra at the top of the head. That channel is open so that you can draw prana upwards. You can draw your awareness into these higher levels of consciousness. So just with your breath, gently pulse up and down a couple more times. Each time you lift, just have a sense of lifting your consciousness higher up. Good, last one. Rest your hands on your head on your hands. Take a breath, let the arms and shoulders relax. So have your elbows wide enough that your shoulders can really release here. Yeah. And then bend up your right knee, catch your right foot behind you for a gentle thigh stretch. Hug your heel towards your butt. Yeah. Flare out your toes. That's it. Squeeze your legs in towards each other. Roll your inner right thigh up towards your inner heel, but pull your inner heel down towards your thigh at the same time. One more breath. Exhale, release that foot. Second side as you're ready. So head onto your left, onto your right hand, bend up your left knee. Catch your foot. Hug your heel close. You're hugging your heel down, the inner heel towards the inner thigh, spin your inner thigh up towards your inner heel at the same time. So we're going to work towards some back bends today, and these back bends help to stimulate, balance, line up our Udana Vayu. Release your foot. Downward facing dog. So we did our dog warm up, so take this dog now to just hold steady. Stretch your arms and your legs straight. And just have this sense of drawing energy upwards. Up your arms into your heart. Up your legs into your pelvis. And then as you're breathing out, extending energy back outwards, down through the arms into the earth, up from your throat to the crown of your head. From your heart up to your hips. And just work with that flow, just holding steady in your pose, but feeling the pulsation of the energy inside you, the prana. Step or hop yourself forward. Uttanasana. Lengthen your spine and rise up with your breath. Exhale, release your arms. All right, so let's just talk head and neck alignment here for a moment. So, when we stand, most of our life is pulling us this way, right? The phone and the driving and all the things, right? Pulling us this way. So we want to be sure that we are, as we're working in our yoga practice, that we are working to counterbalance those actions in our body. So the first thing to do is to take a breath in and feel your torso lifting and expanding so that the whole shoulder girdle, your collarbones and your shoulder blades are rising up with the breath in the torso. It's sort of like one of my colleagues says, it's like a boat rising on the tide rising up. Feel your collarbones, your shoulder blades rising up a little bit. And then draw them back, which for most of us tips the chin upwards. So if that's happening for you, then the chin comes back and in. There's this lift up. That's the Udana Vayu, from the throat up and over the crown of the head. So then feel that lift. So side body is long, inner body is really full, shoulders back. Good. Then bring your chin parallel to the floor and work to, one way to just feel it is you want to feel that the skin on the front and back of the neck is lengthening evenly. There's no wrinkles. I mean, that would be nice if we could just get rid of our wrinkles that way, right? Just do a good Udana Vayu, line up your head. But it does, right? When you're slumped over, there's more wrinkles there, right? Stand up tall, people. All right. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Notice what happens when your arms come overhead to the alignment of your neck. So it's not that we don't look up. Sometimes we do that, Urdhva Hastasana, the gaze is upwards. But if you're doing that and your chin is lifting a little bit, keep the ears back, keep the throat back, so there's still a length in the back of the neck. Okay, and then head in line with your spine, just coming along for the ride as you're folding forward. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen your spine, extend your neck from your shoulders, and then exhale and fold. Plant your hands, walk back, downward facing dog. Take your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. And then big step forward to the front of your mat for lunge. As you line up your feet and you find a good distance for your feet, again, have this sense of drawing up from your feet into your pelvis so you feel a little bit lighter. And then take your arms behind you and extend your spine from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. So there's this clear line of energy. And then as you come upright, just stay long and full in the torso so there's still this clear line all the way to the crown of the head. Take your arms up. Bring your arms in close to your ears, as close as is reasonable for your shoulders. And then keeping your ears between your upper arms, lean the whole thing back any amount more. That's it. Keep drawing upwards and sending the energy outwards. We're going to warrior two. So you're going to spin your arms open, spin your back heel down. Yep, reline up the feet. Sit into your right knee. Yes. Into your right hip. Let the right thigh bone release a little bit. Draw the outer shoulders back and in. Good. And then turn your nose, bring it over your breastbone. So look forward for a moment. So like towards the windows if you're in the room, nose over breastbone. That's it. Now, head just floating over your spine. Lengthen the front and the back of your neck. Draw your throat back and your ears back. And then keep it, just turn your head, look over your right fingers, and maybe that's exactly where you came from, but maybe it feels a little different and that channel feels a little more open. Sarvangasana, so forearm down to the thigh or hand down to the floor. Top arm over your ear. Left arm reaching towards the front edge of your mat. Now check in with your head. So in this pose, the right ear tends to collapse towards the right shoulder, so that right side of the neck gets a little crunchy. Yep. So lift your left ear up towards your left arm. Good. Just like that. Take one more breath and just find then the most radiant, beautiful, brilliant form of this pose that you can create. That's what Udana Vayu does. Okay, let's step back to dog. You can stay in your dog. If you need a rest, you can come through a vinyasa. If you're coming through vinyasa, guess what I'm going to remind you to do? Keep your head in line with your spine. When we come to plank, when we come to chaturanga, the head tends to drop down, right? We tend to collapse the back of the neck in that position because it's heavy to hold the head up, right? Try to keep that awareness. Okay, dog split. Left leg up. Twist open. Even here, try to keep this sense of drawing upwards, keeping the channel of the throat to the crown open, even as you're turning and looking under your left armpit. Okay, big step forward, lunge. Set up your legs, get steady, so hug muscles to bones, scissor the legs in towards each other, towards the midline. Take your arms back behind you and create that clear line from tailbone all the way through the crown. And then keep it clear and open as you're coming upright and your arms come up. Hug your upper arms to your ears. Yes, stretch your arms out long and then take the whole thing back. Feel the energy rise up inside of you and then send it all the way to the crown of the head, up to the tips of the fingers, keeping your awareness in that highest plane of existence. Open to warrior two. Spin the arms open, spin the back heel down. That's it. If that little adjustment of looking forward to line up the head was helpful, do that again. Or maybe keep your gaze over your left fingertips and try to feel that, find a way to line it up even with the head turned. See if you can feel it even with the head rotated to the left. Take one more breath. Keep lifting the energy upwards. And so that even as we come to Sarvangasana, forearm to the thigh, hand to the floor, there's this lightness inside of us. There's this brilliance inside of us, and there's this way of just self-actualizing that pure potential that is inside of us, letting it rise to the surface and stretch out even beyond the surface of our skin. Good. Exhale and release. Step back into dog pose. Hold in your dog or move through your vinyasa. Bend your knees, step or hop forward, Uttanasana. Lengthen your spine and rise up with your breath. Exhale, let your arms release by your sides. Come to the front of your mat. We're going to do a little Surya Namaskar B. Working Warrior One with lining up particularly the upper body. Okay, so I want to just give this caveat that, as we're working this, it's not that we don't want the head to move either direction, right? We want that flexibility to happen. But really, so what I'm talking about really is just that we're being aware of not just collapsing, right? That's a sort of collapsed neck. Or here, where we're like, we're sort of not being aware. Because when the shoulders round forward, that neck collapse, we close off that channel, right? This is not a posture of self-actualization, right? All right, so even just thinking about that sense of how we want the energy to be able to rise up, line yourself up in Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, chair pose, poke your hips back. Sit your hips down low. Take a breath in here, lengthen out of your pelvis. As you exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop to plank. Lower through Chaturanga, knees up or down, up to you. And then inhale, up dog, if that's in your practice. If you need to keep it as a low cobra, keep it as a low cobra. So on the tops of your feet, pelvis is up, arms are straight, shoulders back. Good, exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step up with your right foot, spin down your left heel. Warrior One, come up facing forward. Shoulders, hips, everything facing the front edge of your mat. That's it, take your hands behind your head. You can either lace your fingers or you can just have the fingertips, face forward, Lois, Warrior One. Yeah, that's it. Good. Now, hug your outer shoulder blades in. Feel your heart just lift and open a little as you do that. And then use your fingertips to lengthen the back of your neck, but at the same time, lean your head back into your hands. But keep lifting up with your hands, so there's a length to the neck. Open up that channel. Let energy rise up. And then last breath, just stretch your arms out right where they are. Arms by the ears. Full stretch into the pose. Udana Vayu, rising up. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank, Chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Left foot, Warrior One. Step up with the left. Draw the right heel down. Come up, facing front. Hips face forward, shoulders face forward. Hands lightly touching the back of the head. Good. Keeping from your pelvis rooting down through your legs, but lengthen up so the shoulders rise up a little bit. Then squeeze the outer shoulder blades back. Lengthen the back of the neck with the fingers. Lean your head back. And then stretch your arms up. And just breathe and hold. And let energy rise up. Exhale, release your hands. Plank. Chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Even here in your back bend, the head curls back, but there's a length to the back of the neck. Imagine your fingers were still there behind your head. Good. Exhale, down face dog. Bend your knees, step or hop forward. Uttanasana. Utkatasana, hips back, arms up, chair pose. Press into your feet, rise up. Exhale, release your arms. Lovely. Grab 2 blocks. I'm going to grab 2 blocks because I don't have 2 blocks. Grab your 2 blocks. We're going to do a little shoulder, or maybe a big shoulder. Maybe not such a little shoulder stretch, but a shoulder stretch. So I'm going to show options here. Okay. Block in the middle of your mat. You want mat at the top, so don't go way up here. Go in the middle. Then you're going to lay back. The block is going to go, the bottom of the block is going to line up with the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, and then this top edge of the block is the occiput, the base of my skull is resting right on it. Now, bodies and blocks are not one size fits all, so if your head is not touching into something, you put a block underneath your head, so you could use 2 blocks. If this feels too hard, put a blanket over it. These blocks, we got the cork blocks here, they're very hard. So if that feels too intense, you could put a blanket over it. The other thing you can do is you can lower it, put it on that middle setting, yeah, so that it's not as intense into your upper back. But you want your upper back and your head, yeah, onto blocks. So your head is not hanging out in space. Your knees can be bent or your legs can be straight, either one. Then stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. So reach straight up. And then pull energy down your arms into your shoulder blades. Feel like you're squeezing the block with your shoulder blades, and then pulse your arms up by your ears, squeezing the block with your shoulder blades. Inhale, take your arms up. Pulse your shoulder blades into the block, and then reach your arms overhead. And do one more. Arms up. Squeeze the block. Arms overhead. Now lift up your hips, find your mat overhead, grab your mat and pull. Bring your hips back down to the mat, but pull with your hands as if you're trying to pull your mat out from underneath your blocks. If that's too intense on your shoulders, just have your arms by your sides. It's totally fine. You might have to lift your hips to find the mat. Yeah, you might have to like go hips up to find the mat. That's it. Yeah. If it's too intense on the shoulders, just go. You can go arms by the sides and let it be more of a passive chest thoracic opener. So just letting your arms rest by your sides is fine. If you're holding your mat, pull a little bit more. Feel this open channel of energy from your heart to your throat up to the space between your eyes, up to the crown of your head, just drawing your awareness into higher consciousness. If you're holding your mat, let it go. Bring your elbows underneath you. Use the support of your arms to bring yourself up. Okie dokie. Set the blocks over to the side. Swing your legs around. We're going to come up into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So right foot is going to come forward. Take your time if you're still organizing yourself on your mat. Right foot forward. If you need a padding under the left knee, grab a blanket, fold your mat. You know what to do. Okay, same thing as how we came up into the high lunge. You can go hands on your front thigh for this one, but lean forward a little bit. So you feel this clear channel from the tailbone up through the low back, all the way up through the crown of the head. And then as we're curling the shoulders back, as we're coming into more of a back bend, keep that curve of your spine just lifting up, lengthening upwards, and keep the curve really smooth and even all the way to the crown of the head. Take your arms up, hug your upper arms to your ears. That's it. And then pull your right heel to your right sit bone, so you're sitting a little deeper into the lunge by activating your right hamstring, then head and shoulders back a little more, but do it together. That's it. Beautiful, guys. One more breath. Release your hands down to your front thigh. And then we're going to go, let's do left hand, left leg. Sorry. Right hand's going to stay on the right leg. Left hand is going to hold the left foot behind you. If this is excruciating on a knee, you can lay down on your side and do it that way. You could also come up to standing and hold the foot behind. But we want to get a good thigh stretch for your left thigh. Yeah, that's good. Same thing we did on the belly. Roll your inner left thigh back. Resist the top of your left thigh bone back. Pull your tailbone forward gently at the same time. Do both of those things at once, then pull your heel in. If you're hanging on for dear life, hang on, breathe. If you want to take it a little deeper, move your shoulders back. Take your right arm up. Right arm and ear lean back together. Nice. Exhale, release. Switch your feet, however that's easy for you to do. Step, jump, whatever works. Left foot forward. Good. Hands to the front thigh, still leaning forward. Yeah. Lengthen, tail to crown. Feel energy rise up. And then rise up with your breath. Let the whole of your torso rise up. Inhale, arms up. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you want to pull your left heel in a little closer to your left sit bone, sitting deeper into the pelvis. Keep the lift, that drawing upwards, that sense of Udana Vayu, lifting you up in all ways. Lifting you to wholeness, lifting you to oneness, lifting you to the place where you feel just connected to all that is. Take your hands to your front thigh. You can back up your hips a little bit here to find your right foot behind you. But then if you do that, try to move forward again so that you're not right on your right kneecap. You want to be a little above the kneecap. Again, you could do this standing up. You could do this thigh stretch laying on your side. Any of that works. Roll your inner right thigh to your inner right heel. Hug your right heel in. If you're hanging on and breathing, hang on and breathe. If you want to go left arm up, go left arm up. Left ear and left arm go back together as you pull your heel into your butt. Beautiful, guys. Exhale and release. Come to tabletop and downward facing dog. Your back is feeling a little tight. Just soften your knees. Pull your hips back. Maybe come to a little bit of a longer dog so you get a little more stretch in your spine. A shorter dog is good for a stretch in the legs, but when we need to lengthen through the spine, a longer dog will help you do that. All right, walk your feet forward. And then find your way down to seated. Purvottanasana. Classically, the fingers point in like this towards the hips. We're going to do the bent knee version first. If that's problematic for shoulders, just turn your hands towards the long edge of your mat, and that'll be a little gentler on the shoulders. Wherever your hands are, press to where the thumb and the pointer come together. So anchor your inner hand. And then keep it anchored. Squeeze your elbows in and lift your inner armpits up. Yes. Good. Now, check in with your head. How is that throat to brain connection going? Is that channel open? Keep it open. Keep the neck long. Lift your hips. Keep pushing to the inner edge of your hand. Lift your inner armpits up. Lengthen your neck back behind you. So have this sense that you're trying to lift your heart higher than your head. It's not going to go higher than your head. But try to have that sense that that's what you're doing. Yeah. Good. Slowly lower back down. Fold your legs. Walk your hands out in front. If your neck is feeling a little cranky, necks can get cranky. So you can do a little circling here. Let your shoulders relax a little bit. Let your head hang for a moment. Just let the weight of your head stretch out those muscles in the back of the neck. All right, and then we're going to come down onto our backs for Setu Bandhasana for bridge pose. Wherever I tie this show today, it's the wrong place. It was tied in the front, I laid on the belly. It's tied in the back, I'm laying on the back. Maybe it's just not tie the shirt. Okay, come to bridge setup. So feet parallel. Have your heels right under your knees. So see if you have a sense. Some people tend to have the heels farther out. Some people come in really close, which is a more advanced level of the pose, but is harder on the knees. So let's start with heels right underneath the knees, and then hug the legs in towards each other. And then bend up your elbows and make little T-Rex arms. And using the T-Rex arms, push down with the back of the arms and the shoulders and the center of the back of your head into the mat. And even as you're pushing into the mat, also have this sense of drawing energy upwards. So as you lift up your hips, even though we're grounding the head and the shoulders are pressing down, we're not compressing the neck. There's this space. Imagine there's you're holding an orange between your chest and your chin. There's a space there. It shouldn't be like a grapefruit. We don't want a grape, but an orange. Is that a good? I don't know. I guess it depends on how long your neck is. Maybe it's a grapefruit. Okay, lace your fingers together behind your back. If that's hard to do, then you can just keep your arms by your sides. Good. Now, lift your chest towards your chin without lifting your chin towards your chest. So chest up, collarbones broad. Yeah, take one more breath. Keep the inner edges of your feet grounded. Yes. All right, release your hands. Release your hips. Take a couple windshield wipers with your legs. Drop them side to side. Yes. We're going to do one more back bend. I'm going to give you the option for wheel. If wheel is in your practice, full back bend, you can take that option. I'll talk you into that. If that is not an option for you, then just do another bridge. Same thing we just did. If you're coming into wheel, take your hands underneath your shoulders. You can go as wide. Annie and I were just having this conversation about how wide we go with the hands. What's most important is that your shoulder blades are plugged in towards your back.
and that you're hugging your outer shoulder blades in. So if going wider with your hands allows you to do that, that's fine. Go as wide as you need to with your hands. Okay, then keeping your feet parallel, lift up through the hips. If your back feels tight, widen your feet. Ideally, we want hip distance, but go wider if that's better. Okay, come to the top of your head, plug your shoulders back, push into the floor and lift up. Keep feeling like you're pulling energy up your arms into the heart center. Let energy flow from your heart through the throat. Yeah, nice, Monica. That's it. Nina, good. Yep, nice, Jenny. All right, and release. Couple of windshield wipers. Yeah. And then roll all the way onto your side. And we're going to do shoulder stand today, which is really the quintessential pose for the Shuddha chakra, for stimulating and balancing it. So let me say this first. If shoulder stand is not in your practice, and again, I put this in the category of not for everyone. Again, if you have neck issues, chronic migraines, cervical spine issues, this is not a pose for you. And you do the modified version, or let's say the gentler version on your neck, which is here. And it's really like 90% of the same pose, right? So this is a lot gentler on the neck. And so for some of you, that's going to be a good option. If you want to work shoulder stand, stay with me. Take 2 blankets. If you don't have 2 blankets, go get 2 blankets. And take them across the center of your mat. You could use 3 blankets. If you have neck and shoulder stuff, 3 blankets might even be better for you. If you're on the taller side, your neck is longer, you can use 3 blankets. That's an option. Everybody have blankets? Okay. Thank you. Annie is the blanket stewardess. Thank you, Annie. Yeah. Okay, then you're going to fold your mat, the bottom end of your mat. So actually, I'm going to do this the other way. So I like to get the fringe out of the way. Yeah, so if you're coming into bridge and hips on the block, you can go for it. That's fine. If you know what you're doing in shoulder stand and you want to do that, just go for it. That's fine. If you need the tutorial, just stay with me. Okay, so I'm folding the bottom edge of my mat. So my head is going to go here, and I've moved the fringes so they're not tickling me. I've folded them inside. And then you come onto your back, and your shoulders are on the blanket and your head is off. I'm going to say it again because this is the most important part of the whole thing. Shoulders are on, head is off the blankets, okay? And then you just swing your legs up and over. You can come through plow if that's comfortable. It isn't for everybody. You can just kind of hover. And then your hands come to your back and you stretch your legs up. I'm not turning my head. Just like in bridge, I'm pushing my shoulders down, my head down. There's that orange space between, the space for an orange between my chin and my chest. My chest is lifting towards my chin, but my neck is staying nice and long. Yeah. That's great, guys. Everybody looks really good. If you do not feel good, please call me over. If it doesn't feel like the right thing, please come out and call me over and I can help you find a gentler, kinder way to do it. Okay, now, as you're holding here, have this sense of pulling energy up from the floor. Pulling energy up, all the way up to your feet, so that you feel lighter on your neck, lighter on your head, so you can use this sense of the Udana drawing upwards to help keep it a little bit lighter. You okay, Mary? Is it bothering your back, this one? Yeah. So maybe just do the bridge with the block. Is that an okay option? Yeah. All right, so we try to stay for, a good few breaths here. Don't lose your awareness. The minute you start to feel like you're losing your awareness or you're losing muscular energy and you're collapsing, time to come out, right? You really need to hold this pose with a lot of integrity. Again, because our bodies were not necessarily built to bear the weight of our bodies on our shoulders. But again, remember, it is shoulder stand. It is not neck stand. Your neck should feel long and relaxed. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths. Come out sooner if you need to. And then as you are ready, slowly let your legs come overhead. Let your knees bend. Release your arms down towards the floor. Arms can be breaks, abdominals are breaks. Just roll to your back, stay on your back. Don't sit up too quick. You've been upside down and you get that nice reverse flow of energy. That's Udana Vayu. You don't want to sit up too quickly. All right, and then just walk yourself on your back until your hips are on your blanket and your back is off. So there's a little release for the low back there. You can rest your knees together. Have your feet a little wide and rest your knees together. Let your shoulders relax, neck relax. Take a few breaths. And just appreciate the sensation in your shoulders and your throat and your head. That updraft of energy that we get from shoulder stand. Which actually, the pose Sarvangasana, it doesn't mean shoulder stand, it means all limbs pose. That's what it means, Sarvangasana. Just feel that energy moving through the whole body. Okay, and then we're going to set the blankets over to the side. So you could stay on your back and just kind of shove them out of the way with your feet, or you can come up and move them off to the side. Oh, I like that one, Lois. That's a nice neck stretch, strengthener. Okay, well, let's do the counter pose, which is Matsyasana. So you'll come onto your elbows for this one. So prop up on your elbows. And then work your legs here. Make a strong mermaid leg. Squeeze your legs in. Yep, active, super active legs. Tone your belly gently. Then puff your chest up. Squeeze your outer shoulder blades in. And then you're going to let your head come down to the mat, which might mean walking your elbows towards your hips a little bit. So even though we're coming to the crown of the head, keep pushing your forearms down into the mat. So there's this lift and expansion in the chest. And the neck feels really long. And you can keep that energy flow from heart to throat, from throat to crown of the head. Breathe deeply here. This is a pose that opens up the diaphragm, opens up all of our breathing mechanisms. So just bathe yourself, savor a deep breath. And then to come out, look up, look at your feet again. Push into your elbows, look up to your feet. That's it. And then come down, roll yourself down. You want to try to not roll over your neck as you're coming down. Yeah. Okay, bend up your knees. Cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. Flare out the toes of your right foot and straighten out your right ankle. And then lift up the left foot. Just use the legs here first. So pull the left knee in as you press the right knee away. Let your legs do the work for a moment. We'll grab it in a second, but see if you can just let your legs do the work for the moment. That's it. That's it. Then it becomes a strengthener and a stretch at the same time. Now thread your arms through. Lace around the back of the thigh or the front of the shin, either of those. Stay as relaxed as you can in your shoulders, in your jaw, in your face, in your throat. Allowing this free flow of breath and that channel for prana to rise up. Okay, drop your left foot, slide your right knee over your left knee. So knee over knee. Yep, same leg on top, knee on top, right knee on top now. And then lift up your feet for a Supta Gomukhasana and reach for your ankles. You can hold from underneath or you can hold on top. Either way works. Keep your feet a little active. Yep, that's it. And then instead of pulling your heels down towards your butt, lift your feet up. Yeah. And then pull your feet in opposite directions. So pull your right foot to the left and your left foot to the right until you feel the external rotators and the hips lift up. And then pull your feet towards your shoulders. Your knees will come into your chest a little bit. Pull your feet towards your shoulders a little and you'll get a little more stretch in the hips. And if all of that is just excruciating in the hips, then just ignore me and breathe. Do what works for your hips and your knees. Yeah, that's good. Okay, exhale and release your feet down. Pause, just come to center, take a breath, let yourself settle. And then left ankle on top of right knee. Lift up the right leg. Again, try to just use the legs for this first one. So pull the right knee in, feet active. Press the left knee away as you're pulling the right knee in. Feel those muscles and those external rotators in the left hip firing up a little bit there. That's what we're going for. And then thread your arms through. Hold behind your right thigh or in front of your right shin. Take the hip stretch. And then just keep drawing your awareness to the throat center. Keep drawing your awareness to this sense of ascension, of energy rising up, of allowing the energy to the potential that that energy holds, this life force that we've been gifted with, to just rise up inside of us, to become all that it can be, to become all that is possible. Slide your left knee on top of your right knee now. Catch your feet. Yep. Heels up in line with knees. So the back of the knees are a little bit open. And then pull down towards your shoulders and pull apart. So feet in opposite directions. Try to stay as relaxed as you can in your shoulders, even though this can be a lot on the shoulders, I know. Keep your neck relaxed, soft. Okay, exhale. And uncross, release. Couple windshield wipers. Then next time the knees are over to the right, just let them drop, stay there. Let your inner left knee come as close to the floor as you can. So stagger your feet so that the inner knee comes down. If that bothers a knee, you can put a block under your knee. That's always an option. Or you could just keep it a little lifted. If you want a deeper stretch, you can cross your outer right ankle on top of your outer left knee. Use that as an anchor. And then stretch your arms up overhead and create a little more extension. Pull with your right hand, pull your left wrist up. As you're feeling the whole left side body become spacious, feel the prana flood into it, and then draw it upwards. Last breath. Good, release your arms, uncross your legs. And then drop to the left. Inner right knee towards the floor, outer left knee towards the floor. Cross the outer left ankle if that serves you. And then reach up, arms overhead. Clasp your right wrist. Use your left hand to lengthen the right side. Uncross your legs if they're crossed and come back. Bring the knees back up. All right, good. Stretch out for Shavasana. We're going to do Shavasana, and then we're going to end with a little meditation. We'll do Shavasana first. So if you need clothing or anything to help keep warm, grab your props. As you lay down, pay particular attention to the length of your neck. Maybe it's something you think about in this pose. Maybe it's not something you think about in this pose, but line up your right and left side, right arm, left arm, equidistant from the midline, right leg, left leg. And then just see if you can really feel the very center of the back of your head. So you don't want to be more towards the top of your head, so your chin is lifted. You don't want to be you don't want to flatten out your neck. See if you can find the center of the back of your skull to rest your head. Yeah, maybe like move your head around a little bit and see if you can find a spot. And then let your head just sink into the earth there. Let your body relax, your muscles soften. Let your skin soften. Then just continue to draw awareness upwards. Feel a lift over the back of the head. Feel the prana spreading upwards within you. And even though we're heavy on the floor, just have this sense of an inner lightness, expanse of prana rising up within. Gently now, let your breath deepen. And just slowly, quietly make your way to seated for a few minutes of meditation. We're going to use Udana mudra for our meditation. So we take the pointer, the middle, and the ring finger, touch it to the thumb. Pinkies are extended, and hands rest in the lap. Udana Vayu is responsible for taking the mind into these deeper states of consciousness where we experience the yogic longing for samadhi, for oneness, for wholeness. We experience our lives as more fulfilled. We're going to use this mantra, Hamsa,
which is the balancing of universal and individual consciousness. It literally just means I am that. Sa. And what we're affirming is that we are this life force, this consciousness that is effortlessly making our bodies move, breathe, think, feel, and express ourselves as human, but also as these divine beings. So begin to draw your awareness in deeper now. Draw awareness upwards from legs, pelvis, feet. Guide your awareness inwards from fingers, arms, shoulders. Guide the prana upwards within. Now just feel your breath flowing. You don't have to change anything, just notice it. Let the breath draw you deeper inside yourself into a place of inner stillness and peace. Let it come and go as it will. Now with your next inhale, silently say to yourself, hum. As you exhale, sa. Breathing in, hum. Breathing out, sa. Continue like that. Each inhalation, hum. Each exhalation, sa. I am that. After your next exhalation, release the mantra. Let any sense of separateness dissolve into oneness. Let yourself be held and supported by the essence of the sacred words, prana itself. Let your own individual awareness merge into universal awareness. Release the mudra From your hands, take a moment to just sit, and as awareness expands back to the surface, just have this sense of this uplift of energy. Udana Vayu is the expansion and full actualization of the pranic force within. We direct the life force upwards and outwards to help us manifest our life's work, to connect to a higher consciousness that is always there within ourselves. It just helps us to remember it. Bring your hands to your heart, into Anjali Mudra. And let's end our practice together with an Om. Take in a deep breath. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.